Hi, my name is Cheri Furr and I'm an admissions counselor here at PA Cyber. Today we're going to go over the documents that are required to complete enrollment, and I'm also going to explain how to fill out the other paperwork. So first, let's get started and go over the documents that are required to complete enrollment. We require a copy of the student's government-issued birth certificate. We require one of these 5 for proof of residency, either your mortgage statement, a current utility bill like a gas, electric, water bill, a recent school tax bill, a recent real estate tax bill, or a per capita tax statement. We also require a copy of the student's immunization records, and please make sure they're all up to date. We also need a copy of your government-issued photo ID, and the license or photo ID and the proof of residency need to match. The name and address need to be the same. Also, we need a copy of the student's most recent report card, or if they're a high school student, we do like to have their unofficial transcript that shows the credits they've earned so far. Also, if they were homeschooled, we do like to have a homeschool evaluation. If they are a special education student, we do require their current IEP and also any evaluations that may go with that IEP. If they're gifted, we'd like a copy of the GIEP, which is the Gifted Written Report. And also, we do like a copy of a Chapter 15 or 504 plan if your student also has that. At the bottom here, you will see my contact information. This is my number and extension, my email, and my fax number. So emailing and fax would be the 2 quickest ways to get the paperwork or all the documents to me. So either one of these would be fine, whichever you prefer, my email or fax number. The first form we're going to go over is the Student Enrollment Notification Form. And this is basic information, but I'll just go through and explain to you exactly how to fill it out. First, we need the student's information, which would be their last name, first name, full middle name, just as it appears on their birth certificate, home address, city, state, zip code, the county you reside in, and a telephone number, a primary home number or cell phone, whatever you wish to be the primary number. This would be filled out if your mailing address is different than your home address. If you have a P.O. box or anything like that, that would go in this space provided here. Also, the student's date of birth and age go in this section. The next section is the school district of residence and former school information. So if you can put the school district you reside in, you will check the school that they are coming from. So whether that be a public school, a charter school, a home school, or a non-public school. Just check that line, and you would write the name of the former school here. So that's the school that they're attending now. And if you know the address of the school, it's helpful. If the student is just now entering kindergarten, you can check that line. Or if the student if they dropped out of school and now are re-enrolling, we would check this box here for re-enrolling dropout. Here would be previous grade, and that's the grade they completed and passed. Withdrawal date, you leave that part blank, and then if the student is receiving any special education needs, you would check yes and yes if we have a copy of the IEP. If it's no, then you would just check no for these 2 lines. Next would be the parent and guardian information. So you'll check here who the student resides with. If you do have special custodial court instructions, we do need a copy of that, so you would check yes or no at that part. Here you can fill in your information, who the student resides with. We just need your name and address and a home telephone number, and then an alternate work or cell phone number. If you are the guardian, you would fill out this little section, check guardian, and then fill in your information here. And then we just need you to read this little part over and then sign and date it. So that is it for the Student Enrollment Notification Form. Next, we're going to fill out the student's health form. So here again, I'll just briefly go through with you on how to fill this out properly. But we need the student's last name, first name, full middle name, their current school year grade, date of birth goes here, Of course, you can check male or female, and then if you know their height, weight, and vision, if you can put it accurately as you can, their height and weight. Vision, if they wear contacts or glasses, you can fill that in there. The date of the last physical exam and eye exam, it doesn't have to be an exact date, you can just put a month and year if you don't remember an exact date. If they've ever had chicken pox, and any other health conditions would be listed on these lines here. If you can just fill in the bottom part here, the name of the former school, county, your information, and we need you to sign and date it at the top here and at the bottom. And that's pretty much it for the health form. The next form we have is our E-rate and Title I survey. We receive Title I funding and some other funding for programs, so if you fill this out, it just helps us out as a school. I do want to point out that this information is confidential and subject to all applicable privacy laws. So in section 1 here, you will fill out your information, your address, and the student's name, and number of school-age children that reside in your home. So I do want to point out that you can add any school-age children that reside with you. You can include them in this number. It doesn't have to be just the cyber student. So you would write their names and include that number here on this line, and then you would also check all their grade levels for this school year. In section 2, you would check any of these that apply to your family, and then the section 3, this is some personal information, but again, it is all kept confidential. So that concludes the E-rate and Title I survey. This is our Family Link form, and PA Cyber has a Family Link program that tries to put socialization in a cyber school setting. They connect the families and students from different areas with one another. I know they've done some activities such as skiing, hay rides, bowling, miniature golf, just to name a few, so they try to do fun things with the students and families. If you fill this out, you're never obligated to attend, but they're going to send you the information if you're ever interested in attending something in your area, a field trip or social event. So if you could check yes if you're interested, no if you're not, and if you check yes, we just need you to fill out the bottom, which would be your name as the parent or guardian, the student's name, your address, the grade the student is in this school year, and the county you reside in. And then we turn this into our Family Link department, and then someone from there would contact you with all the information. So that is it for our Family Link form. Now we are going to go through a set of 5 contracts that we have parents and students read over and sign when enrolling at PA Cyber. So I'm not going to read each of these points, but it's really important that you do go through and read these yourself, each of these points of what is required as a parent at PA Cyber. And once you read through that, we need you to sign and date the bottom. And that is the parent agreement. The next one is the student agreement, and the same thing, the student must read through each of these points and go through that with the parents, so they make sure they know what is expected of them and what is required as a student at PA Cyber. So once you read through that, then the student also needs to sign and date the bottom, and the parent also needs to sign off on the student one as well. So that is it for the parent and student agreement. The next contract we have is our PSSA testing policy. And even though we are a cyber school, we're still considered a public school, so we do have to participate in the PSSA testing. We usually hold the tests at hotel conference centers, and the family will know well in advance their testing location, the dates, and time. So this is just saying, once you read through this, that you will have your student at their testing location when it is time to take the test. So again, you can read through this, and then we need the parent or guardian to sign on that line. At the bottom, we do need you to print the student's name, and then I will sign where it says signature of school representative. So again, you will know well in advance the testing location, date, and time, and those are usually held in March or April in the spring is when we usually have to participate in the PSSAs. So that concludes our PSSA testing policy. The next contract we have is our photo video release. And this is just stating that if the student would attend a PA Cyber event or even a Family Link event, that if their picture were to be taken, if you would care if we use that towards any advertising that we may do on the computer or in our course catalogs or anything like that. So this is just saying whether you would give your consent for that or you do not give your consent. So you could check one of those lines, and then we need you to sign the bottom as the parent or guardian and also date it. So that concludes our photo video release form. The last contract we have is our suspension expulsion statement, and we need you to fill this out whether or not the student was ever suspended or expelled. So the top part is the student's full name, their date of birth, their grade level. We also need the parent or guardian's name, address, and telephone number. And we need you to read through this, and then at the middle of the page, this is where you would check whether your child was or was not previously suspended or expelled, and whether they are or are not presently suspended or expelled. So for both of those, you would check the appropriate line. And then towards the bottom, if they were ever suspended or expelled, we do need the name of the school, the dates, and the reason for the suspension or expulsion. Then the parent or guardian needs to sign and date the bottom. And this goes in their permanent file, and we just need this on record of whether they were ever suspended or expelled. Well, this concludes our enrollment paperwork. So if you have any questions or concerns, please feel free to contact me with the information I provided on the first page. And I just want to welcome you to PA Cyber, and I hope you have a great school year. Thank you.